everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Hope you all are doing great. This is the Black Friday sale week and there are just deals and sales everywhere. So I thought let me make a quick recommendation video for you guys to show you some of my favorite products in each and every makeup category. So in case if you are thinking of taking advantage of this sale, you will have a list of products to look for. So if you guys are interested, please continue watching. Okay guys, let's quickly get started with today's video. Honestly, I was not going to film this video, but there are just so many deals and sales everywhere. I am compelled to do this video. The Black Friday day has become like a Black Friday month. The entire November there has been something or the other. Sephora, Ulta, and all the brand websites, they have their own deals and sales. So I thought let me compile a list of products which I can share with you. So these are some of my favorite products since the past 2 years or so. Some are newer releases, some are old favorites. So I would like to tell you like probably 3 to 4 products in each category. So let's quickly get started. For primer, I don't really have any recommendation. I am myself looking for a good new primer to try. I have like all the old primers, Benefit Professional, Too Faced Hangover RX, and Smashbox. I still have them and I do use it. Rare Beauty primer is really nice, which I use a lot. But I want to try something new, so you can give me some newer recommendation in primers to try. I've heard the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer is quite nice and I am thinking of buying that one to try, but do let me know. Let's move on to foundations. Now for foundations, I have 3 recommendations, not too many. These are I think my top ones, and I will be doing yearly favorites very soon in the month of December, where I'll talk more about more favorites like from the drugstore as well. But since this is a Black Friday recommendation video, I am showing you more high-end stuff which you can take advantage of this sale and get them for a lower price. So foundations, I have 3 recommendations. The first one is what I'm wearing right now, the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Foundation. I think this launched last year and I just love it. This is a really weightless, very natural looking foundation. This is what I have on my skin right now. I have the shade 4N2T and it matches me perfectly, and it's super lightweight, very comfortable to wear. It looks natural throughout the day and it gives a very nice medium coverage. You guys know that I love foundations which give a natural finish, and this is definitely one which I will recommend. And you can see it on my face right here. It just looks really beautiful and comfortable throughout the day. The second one which I would like to recommend is the Lancome one. This is the Tint Idol Ultra Wear. I still don't know how to pronounce this, but this is the Care and Glow version. There are 2 versions in this foundation. This is the Care and Glow versions. I think this is a more newer launch and I love this one as well. I have the shade 420W in this. By the way, I do have video on this one, so if you want to see more review and more application demo, I have a video on this. I will leave all the videos in the description box. I have a video on this one as well, the Lancome one. It's such a beautiful foundation. This one is also like a natural looking foundation with a slight bit of a luminosity. It's not extra glow or anything, but it looks very natural and luminous, and the shade match is also very perfect, very comfortable to wear, looks good the entire day. So this is another one which you can consider. An oldie but a goodie. This has been a foundation which I've used for many years now, I think 3-4 years already. The Pat McGrath Skin Fetish, beautiful foundation. If you have dry skin, all these foundations will look good, especially this one. If you have dry skin, it's beautiful. It's a very liquidy sort of a formula. The texture is quite runny, but when it's applied on the skin, it just gives such a beautiful light to medium buildable coverage. So I love this one I have in the shade M, I think medium 18, and this also matches me perfectly. On this also I have an older video I will leave in the description box. So those are the 3 foundation recommendations. If you have dry skin close to my skin tone, you can go for these shades. They will match you perfectly. I would like to recommend some stick foundations as well, because I love stick foundations and these are something which I use on a regular basis. First one is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, oldie but a goodie. This one has been with me for years now and I just love it. Currently, I don't have my perfect shade. I have the shade Natural Amber, which is a little bit dark for me. So I am going to buy Warm Honey in this. Earlier, I have used the shade Golden Amber, which was also very yellow on me. But that time my skin tone was such that it worked for me, but now it's not working on me. It's a little bit dark, so I'm going to get the shade Warm Honey. This foundation stick is just amazing. It's super easy to blend and it gets such a nice coverage and it looks good the entire day. Very comfortable to wear, very hydrating on the skin. It doesn't feel like you have anything. It's very lightweight also, so I love this. Same is true for the next two foundations. These are not going to give a coverage as high as the Hourglass one, but these are also very natural looking and give a nice medium coverage. So this one is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. I have the shade Toffee 420G, matches me really well, and this is super easy to apply, very blends very easily, and it's creamy. It looks natural on the face for the entire day. It doesn't really separate, nothing like that happens. Same thing goes for the Fenty. I will definitely recommend this one. If you have to ask me one foundation from this which I will recommend, the stick, all three are good, but if you ask me just one, I will say go for this one, the Fenty Beauty. This is the Blur Eavesdrop Blur foundation stick. Is just so beautiful, very natural, blends nicely, and it looks natural and gives such a nice look to the face. Once you apply it, you don't really need that much powder also with this. This is a really nice one. Foundation sticks, sometimes you feel like they'll be too heavy and it's not going to blend easily. These three are not like that. They blend so well, and it's very easy to apply, very travel friendly. So I love stick foundations. So if you want to try stick foundations, this is a good time to try. Next we have concealers. I have a ton of concealer favorites. I will do a video on concealer separately. In today's video, I just want to mention three very quickly. First one is the Lancome one, the same as the foundation. The concealer is also amazing, very lightweight, medium coverage concealer, and this stays on so well, doesn't crease. Even if you don't set this concealer, this is not going to crease, and it's such a beautiful looking concealer. I have the shade 435 and it matches me perfectly, and it's not too light, not too deep. It's really good. It's great for highlighting under the eyes. For concealing, it works great. If you're close to my skin tone, you can definitely check out Lancome one. And my all-time favorite concealer, this is the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. Highly recommend this concealer. This is like my favorite, one of the top most favorite concealers. I have two shades, M18 and M15, both work out great. M18 is something which I use for concealing around the mouth, and M15 is something which I use for highlighting. So you can try both these shades. Both these shades will work out great if you're close to my skin tone. This is a beautiful finish concealer. It gives a nice medium coverage. I think if you have to compare the Lancome one and the Pat McGrath one, this one will slightly give you a better coverage. The consistency and the texture is kind of similar. This one is slightly bit thicker, not too thick though, not like many other thicker concealers which we have seen, but the texture is very lightweight. It blends super easily, and coverage is so good, and it also stays in place without creasing. So it's an amazing concealer, the Pat McGrath one. And the third one which I will recommend is newer one, the MAC Studio Radiance. I have been using it a ton recently, and it's such a beautiful concealer. These two which I've shown you earlier, these are more natural matte kind of concealer. This one has just a tiny bit of, not even glow, not even luminosity. It just has something extra. The under eyes are just going to feel a little bit more lifted up, more highlighted. It has a slight bit of that radiance factor to it. It's not shiny or anything. It just makes the under eye look really beautiful. So I have the shade NC37 in this. NC44 matches me really well in MAC foundation, and the concealer is NC37. I use it for highlighting underneath the eyes. Okay, next we have powders. I don't really have too many recommendations in powders. I have dry skin. I don't like applying powders, and I stick to what I know. And I have a few favorite powders, and I've been using them for years, so I don't really buy new powders that much. So from what I have, my favorite for the entire face is the Hourglass setting powder. Somebody was asking me the other day that which is your favorite setting powder. So this is my favorite setting powder for my entire face. It's super finely milled. I have been using two shades. So I have the translucent, the original, and I have the translucent medium also, which has a slight bit more deeper tone than the translucent original. So I like using this medium shade, but I don't really mind this one as well. This also works great for highlighting underneath the eyes. I should do a video comparing these two powders. Probably I'll do that soon. You can see the difference these powders make, but they are so good, very finely milled powders, and I can apply them all over the face. It will give a slight amount of glow, and it doesn't look too much, and it doesn't look cakey, too powdery. I just love Hourglass setting powder, and that's the powder I think I use most of the time. For underneath the eyes, I have this one also, which I love. So if you are looking for something of a traditional powder like this is also a great one. This is Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is also a really beautiful powder, very finely milled. And if you are the shade medium or medium to tan, you can go for medium. This will work out great for underneath the eyes, and even for the entire face I think it should work out fine, because this doesn't have like too much coverage. It just sets everything really nicely. It's very smooth, very finely milled. So I love this powder, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have the Laura Mercier one also, which also is very good. But if I have to recommend just like two in today's video, I will recommend these as my top two. One concealer which I forgot to mention earlier. I have mentioned the liquid concealers, but I wanted to mention this one as well. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I have the shade Caramel. This is such a beautiful concealer. This is good for covering spots, pigmentation, dark spots. If you want to conceal a little bit more, this has a very good coverage. This is in a pot form, so you can use a brush to use it. I have used up so much of my concealer, you can see, and it just gives such a beautiful coverage. This is something which I use for around the mouth. I think it works great. It matches my skin tone perfectly, and around the mouth where I have some pigmentation, this one does a great job in covering it up. And inside the inner corners of my eyes where it's a little bit dark, I use this one. It works great. This one doesn't crease at all, and it just stays in place for like how much ever time you're wearing the makeup. It looks great. I want to get another shade. This is the shade Caramel. I want to get another shade, and then probably I will do a comparison. I have that shade in mind. Probably after I get that shade I will show you. But if you're close to my skin tone, if you want to cover up spots, patches, this is a great one. NARS Soft Matte in the shade Caramel. I said I will talk more about high-end products. One product which I think is really good, it's not really high-end, Tarte foundation. They are also having a Black Friday sale on their website. I'm not sure if you can buy from their website or not, but wherever you can buy from, you can check if Tarte is having promotions. This is such an amazing product, the Tarte Cushion Foundation, and I have a full video on the Tarte Cushion Foundation. In case you are new here and you just stumbled upon this video, you can check out that video. This is a great weightless cushion foundation. I never thought that I will find a match in cushion foundations like this, and it's such a beautiful high coverage cushion foundation which looks natural and really lightweight throughout the day. So I will definitely recommend the Tarte one also. It's not high end, but still, since we are doing a recommendation video, I thought I'll just throw it in there as well. I think we are done with base makeup. I will move on to some blushes, bronzers and highlighters now. For bronzers, please give me some recommendations. I have heard that the Pat McGrath bronzers, the Charlotte Tilbury bronzers, and one more brand, I'm forgetting which one, that there are some newer bronzers in the market which are really good. I am stuck with my Hoola Caramel Bronzer, and this is what I love and use most of the time. I have, I think, 3 or 4 bronzers in my collection right now, and I don't really buy any more bronzers now because of this one. It's such a beautiful soft bronzing powder, very finely milled. It blends so nicely and it complements my skin tone so well, so it works out great for me. So if you have any suggestions for bronzers, then do let me know. I just love this one for now, and I have a few more, but I think out of all the ones I have, this one is my favorite. I have few bronzers in palettes as well, which I like. Let's move on to blushes. This is where I have some expertise. I have tried a lot of blushes this year, and there were so many blush launches this year. It was mind-boggling. I have actually listed down all the blushes which have released this year, and I have made a post about it on my blog. So if you want to see all the blushes launched this year, I will leave a link to the post in the description box below. Go ahead and check it out. Okay, the first recommendation is this one, which is right in front of me. This is the Kosas Blush is Trio. Blush is Life Trio. These are 3 blushes. It's a holiday release. I think it's still out of stock. It is out of stock since a while now, and every time it comes, it goes out of stock. This is such a good blush holiday collection. If you want to try a really nice blush formula, you can definitely try out this one. The Kosas blushes, they were launched this year, and these are not exactly matte blushes. They have a slight bit of luminosity to them, and they just look beautiful. I have recently done a video where I have shown you all the 3 blushes. Out of the 3, I think 2 work out the best on me. One is a little bit light. You can still use it. You can layer it up and use it as a natural blush. It retails for $33. Even if 2 work out great, it's still a good deal because this one retails for $33, and each full-size blush also retails for $33. So you get to try 2 shades. So this is a great option, great release this year. If you see it anywhere, just grab it. Since I showed you powder blush, let me show you some other powder blushes which I will recommend. Definitely the Hourglass ambient lighting blushes. If you are a fan of glowy blushes, check out these. You can take an advantage of the sale and get this for lesser price. These are amazing. I have 2 shades, Luminous Flush. I had more shades actually. I don't know what happened to my other shades. Probably I gave it away. And Vivid Flush. They are so beautiful. You'll get a nice natural glowy look with these kind of blushes. You don't need highlighter. And this is what I'm wearing today, by the way, the Luminous Flush blush, which is a light pink, and it's just perfect for everyday use, and I love this shade. So definitely will recommend. Hourglass also has the holiday palettes. If you want to get holiday palettes, then you can go for the holiday palettes. They are always good. In fact, I have also purchased one recently because of the sale, so I will be showing you which one I purchased very soon. Another really good blush recommendation, glowy blush recommendation, the Rare Beauty Luminous blushes. So good. I have the shade Truth, and this is how this one looks like. It's a little bit more pink, deeper pink, but this also looks so beautiful. It will give you that nice pinky sheen without it looking too much. Okay, and you just need a little bit of this. It just is super smooth. Don't need highlighter. So another glowy blush if you want to check out. This is also a 2024 launch, I think. This one also launched this year. Really good. And if you're looking for normal blush formulas, I have 2 of them which I can recommend. These are kind of newer in my collection, and I'm loving them. The first one is the Too Faced one, which I recently did a video where I have shown you. This is the Cloud Crush blush in the shade Watermelon Rain. Beautiful bright pink blush. It's a beautiful shade, beautiful formula, very smooth and applies so nicely. It's more of a powder blush and feels like a cream here. It's so smooth and creamy, but it's actually a powder blush. It applies so nicely, looks great on the skin. And the other one is the MAC blush. This is a newer launch from this year, MAC Cushiony Cushion Glowy Play Cushion Blush. And this is beautiful, like a cream to powder kind of a formula. It has a putty like texture here, but you can apply it with a powder blush brush and it applies beautifully, very smooth. So if you're looking for like a coral bright pink shade, this is a nice one. It's a corally color. It's the shade Heat Index. I love this shade. Really beautiful. Let's move on to cream blushes. I tried so many cream blushes also. If you are in US or you have access to Danessa Myricks, these palettes are really good. These are a good investment. You get 4 blushes in the palette, and these are really good blushes. This is the pink version, and I have a neutral toned version as well. These are good for lip and cheek both, but I usually apply them on the cheek. They are a little bit of a thicker texture consistency, a little bit thicker. It takes a while to blend it out, but once you blend them out, and they will not budge. They look so beautiful. They are very long wearing blushes. I love the colors in here. Another cream blush formula, of course, we have to mention Patrick Ta. So I have one blush from Patrick Ta as well. So this is the blush. She is the moment. And this is how this blush looks like. Very luxe packaging. When you get this blush, you will feel like, you know, you have got something so nice, so luxurious. The packaging is very good, and the mirror is so nice. It's travel friendly as well. You get a powder, you get a cream. So in this blush, you can apply the powder, or you can only apply the cream, or you can apply the cream on the powder. So the formula of the blush is such that you can apply the cream on the powder for that nice glow. So that also works out great. And I love the color of this. It's like a peachy corally kind of a blush, and you can see that in creams I have, like, all creams are all peach, coral, these kind of blushes. Another one I have, which is really good, is the Rare Beauty cream blush. This is the shade Nearly Apricot, and this is a peach. Really pretty peach. This formulation is a little bit more lighter. It's not as thick as the Danessa Myricks one, or probably the Patrick Ta one also. This is a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more easier to blend, and it settles on the skin. It sets on the skin once you apply it. So this also looks really nice. Rare Beauty has some really good blushes. The luminous one and the cream one. I haven't tried the powder one. I think that will be good as well. Another blush which I will recommend, it's not because of the formula. Well, the formula is also nice, but because of the color. You can check out this kind of a color. Okay, so this is Tower 28 blush in Beach Please blush in the shade Party R. So this is a more like a purpley blush. It's such a beautiful tone of purpley pink, purpley lavender kind of a color, and these kind of shades look so good on our kind of skin tone. We are always drawn towards corals and pinks, peach, but we should also check out these kind of shades, like the purple shades. They look so good. The right tone of purple will look really nice. This is a great one which I have, and I really liked it. This is also kind of a thicker texture like the Danessa Myricks one. It takes a while to blend out, but once it's blended out, this also is super long wearing on the skin, and I just love the color. So I just want to show you the color and the kind of different colors which you can buy in blushes too. Next, I have some stick blush which I want to recommend. This is the ABH stick blush. Okay, this is in the shade Soft Rose. Really beautiful blush. Of course, the color is very nice, very everyday friendly, appropriate, but I love it for the packaging too. If you travel a lot, you like to carry makeup with you while you're traveling, this is a really good one. I have traveled with it myself, so I know how convenient this is. This one has a brush at the end. It just blends the blush super easily. So just apply concealer, little bit of blush, lipstick, and you're good to go. And you have like an extra brush here which comes in very handy, trust me, whenever you're traveling. And the color of this blush is like this. It's a beautiful color. It's a very muted pink sort of a color, soft rose. So it's not too much out there. It's very natural looking pink color. You can just apply it, blend it with a brush, and you're good to go. Very travel friendly. I loved it very much, the shade very much, but of course the packaging is also really good. So that one I will recommend. And the last blush is a liquid blush. I have done a video of all the blushes I have tried this year. I will leave that video in the description box if you want to check the other liquid blushes I have tried. They are also really good, but this one I want to mention in this video because this is a really beautiful color and formula. This is the Hourglass Unreal blush in the shade Vision. It's a beautiful everyday friendly pink, kind of a peachy pink kind of a color, and it just blends into the skin. The liquid formula is just so beautiful. It just blends and gives you that natural, you know, glow from within, blush from within kind of a glow. It looks so nice. And this is a very everyday friendly blush. It's expensive, but I think you'll get your money's worth because you can use it anytime. It's such a beautiful formula and color. So I will definitely recommend this one, the Hourglass Unreal Blushes. So those are the blush recommendations in this video which I want to share with you. Let's move on to highlighters. Before I move on to highlighters, I forgot to mention this one. So this is a brow palette from Benefit. I'm not sure if you can get it now, but this is what I use on a regular basis. It's super convenient. It's a brow palette. So it has 4 shades, not 4 actually, 2 shades here and 4 shades here. So it has 6 shades, 4 powders, 2 creams and 1 like a clear gel here. So you can do everything with your brows with this palette. It's super convenient. I have the shade Medium Deep, which works out really well for me. So this is something, if it's still available, you can consider if you are someone who is looking for a brow product. I went to drink some water. I feel like I've been talking for hours now. But let's move on to highlighters. For highlighters also, I have some amazing highlighters in my collection, so I don't really buy any new ones. If you have any new highlighter recommendations, do let me know. I would love to know. If you have tried anything new and you love, just let me know. My favorites which I have in my collection are here. I will show you. First one is from Rare Beauty. I love their highlighters. This is the highlighter. It's just called highlighter Exhilarate. Okay, and it's a beautiful champagne highlighter. For my skin tone, this may look a little light, but it's not. It's a very intense, smooth, intense highlighter. And the formulation is so nice. It doesn't have any like glitter particles or chunkiness. It's just very smooth highlighters. So I love this one from Rare Beauty. And I cannot mention this enough. This is the Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. This is so good. This is the shade Flaunt. If you're close to my skin tone, go run and get it. If you like liquid highlighters, this is such a beautiful one. It just blends into the skin and gives a highlight from within kind of a look. It's just a beautiful highlighter for my kind of skin tone, and this is not going to look like too much out there. It just blends and gives a glow from within. I love my Jouer highlighters. I don't know if they are still selling makeup. I don't know, but I still have 3 highlighters from Jouer, and these are my favorite, and this is what I use most of the time. So this is probably something which you won't be able to get on Black Friday. I'm not really sure if they're available, but I just want to show you that these are the highlighters which I love. And then Ofra highlighters. Oh my god, this is just so beautiful. This is the Ofra. This is a collab highlighter with Nikki Tutorials, I think. It's called Glow Goals. This is just so smooth and intense. There is no chunkiness. There is no glitteriness. It just gives you that intense highlight. I have a few more Ofra ones and I think I love all of them. And this is the reason why I don't really buy highlighters. This is so good. Ofra you can still get. They do have a website. They are still selling. Another highlighter which I just love and use on a regular basis is the Dior one. Okay, so this is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer in the shade 04, and this is just so good for my skin tone. Okay, and you can get this still, I think. Nude Luminizer 04. This is Dior Skin, and it's just that beautiful natural glow from within kind of a highlighter. I just love it, and whenever I'm traveling with this. It comes in a velvet pouch, and this is the only highlighter I travel with. This one is just beautiful, and I'm planning to buy another Dior highlighter. When I buy it during this holiday season, then I'll show you. And Pat McGrath highlighters, they are also really nice, especially the packaging. It's so luxe. So this one is from a previous holiday collection. This year also they have a newer highlighter for the holiday collection that also looks really good. So I can say if you want to get Pat McGrath holiday highlighters, they should be good. I am not really sure about this year. From whatever I have seen, their highlighters are actually really good. This is the Lunar Nude highlighter. I think from 2 years back, I think, or 2 or 3 years probably. And it's so beautiful. It has an engraving on the top. And this also is the most smoothest, most beautiful champagne, like a rosy, rose gold, light rose gold kind of a highlighter. It's just beautiful. I love rose gold highlighters. And in the Dior one also, I'm planning to get a rose gold shade. Let's just hope that it turns out as this one, as beautiful as this one. So yes, those are my favorite highlighters. I will do separate videos where I will show you more. If you have any new highlighter recommendations, then do let me know. I would love to know. After this, logically, it's eyeshadow palettes, but I don't think I have too many recommendations in eyeshadow palettes. I will do separate videos in separate categories to recommend eyeshadow palettes for you guys. So I don't have too many. If you have any questions, then please do let me know in the comment section about any particular eyeshadow palette. I will reply to you. If I start recommending eyeshadow palettes now, this video is going to get too long. But I have these ones which I think are great and you can consider them. If I have to recommend you one eyeshadow palette which you can buy this holiday season, which you don't have, is this one. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This is an amazing, excellent, everyday friendly palette. And this is what I have on my eyes today also, by the way. Beautiful colors, blendability, plus you can do extra glam looks as well. The tones of the shades are so nice. The colors blend very nicely together, and there are just beautiful shades in here. A lot of different kind of taupey shades, and if you're a fan of taupe shades, if you're close to my skin tone, you should be, because these look really good on our kind of skin tone. Then this is a really nice palette, the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I will definitely recommend if you want to get one Natasha Denona palette. Two more Natasha Denona palette if I have to recommend. Suppose you already have a I Need a Nude, you can try the newer palette, the warm palette. Personally, I don't think I'm buying that. I just have too many eyeshadow palettes. I don't want to buy a new one now. But I think you can consider that. It looks really good. The Natasha Denona Dream palette, the My Dream palette. This is another palette which is so good. It's a little bit more intense than the I Nude palette. So if you want a little bit more extra intensity, you don't want this subtlety of the I Need a Nude, you want a little bit more, you know, that oomph, then this is a really good one. You will get more definition, more deeper colors. You get this beautiful multi-chrome here. This itself is worth the money. This is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful purple green multi-chrome. It looks so good. Trust me, this looks so good on anyone. And this multi-chrome is not something which is going to look too much out there. It's very subtle, smooth, and it has that beautiful shift. So that's great. And there is another multi-chrome here, kind of like a multi-chrome, and you have some deeper shades, some berry tones, you have some deeper browns, you have a black. So this is a versatile palette for everyday. If you want something a little bit more, you know, this is a really good one. And another palette which I think is absolutely amazing from Natasha Denona. I should do a video on Natasha Denona palettes. I will do that soon. This is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. This is also a beautiful palette. All the shades are so good. This is also more of a cool toned, berry toned palette. I think all the palettes which I showed you are kind of cool toned. Maybe My Dream has both warm and cool, but I Need a Nude is more on the cooler side. This one also is a more cool toned palette, the retro palette. This is so beautiful. You get some beautiful pinks, berries, and the shades, they just work so well together. In here there is one creamy matte shade which is a little bit of a work here, but other than that all of them just work so well. There is a light mauvey shade also, like a silvery mauve shade, and there are some pinks, some berries. This is also a beautiful palette. If you like these tones, Natasha Denona Retro palette is really nice. And if you want more neutral palette recommendations, then I have recently done some videos on them. The Too Faced Natural Nudes palette, the Juvia's Place palette. There are so many of them. So if you have any questions for any new eyeshadow palette, just let me know in the comment section below. I will probably do another video on eyeshadow palettes, but of course that I won't be able to do so soon. But for the end of your videos, I will definitely include a video on eyeshadow palettes. So I think I am done with today's video. Those are all of my Black Friday recommendations. I don't want to make this video too long as well. If you have any questions about any product, if I have tried anything, if I'll recommend anything, just let me know in the comment section below. I do reply to all the comments, so I would love to interact with you. Other than that, I really hope this video was helpful and you liked it. If you did, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're watching me for the first time, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again really soon in my next video. Bye.